All right, so he wouldn't let you leave.
Yeah, so he wouldn't let me leave. So he was acting all goofy and weird and stuff. Um, and so I'm like, all right, fine. So fine, hop in the car while I go to the while I go get my coffee and stuff in the morning at the mini mart. So I get a leash on him. Boomer's like flipping shit. Um, so I take him in the car, put him in the back seat. So I'm driving there, and he's like, I put the window down a little bit. He's hanging out the window and stuff.
Having a good time like a dog.
Yeah, having a good time. So granted, Mike's Mini Mart, it's only like maybe 2 miles from my house,
Mm-hmm.
and so I get up there, and like as I'm going to turn on the main road, I gotta get up to 35 miles an hour. He hops in the front seat,
Oh no.
pinches a fucking loaf right on the passenger seat, like just like almost instantaneous. I'm 35 miles an hour. I'm like, what are you doing? So there's this happen, and like, oh, no, smell. I'm
Just
like,
hitting you quick.
I'm just like, oh, and then like, and then he stops. He looks at me, and he's like, oh shit, and then jumps underneath my legs, like right underneath, like in between my legs and the pedals.
Like that's
I'm
gonna
like,
make it better.
so then I'm like, what? I was good, like trying to get like position support. I pull in the parking lot, and I'm just like, oh.
I gotta take a
Oh,
breath.
oh, it stinks in here. Oh, so I open the door. He goes out. I grab the leash. He's pulling me this way. I'm still strapped in to the seatbelt. I'm like, oh shit, trying to hit the button to get out. I get out. I'm like, all right. And then the smell was just horrible. It's just fresh biscuits on the seat.
And of course, he couldn't do it in between the front door and the car. You
No,
went
it's
outside at some point, dog.
it's in the passenger seat. Like just there they are. And they were healthy. Like
Damn it.
and honestly, I'd have been proud if I left those in a bowl. Like they
Sure.
were large biscuits.
You lost a little bit of weight.
So so anyway, then he doesn't want to go back in the car. I was like, "No, you're going with the stink." I pick him up, throw him in the back seat,
Yeah.
close the door, go in to get my coffee. I'm like,
You live here with what you did.
he's like, I'm like, hey, Mike, do you have any paper towels I could have? And he's like, well, I have like wash rags. I was like, no, dude, I
No,
need.
like disposable. You don't
He's
want
like,
these back.
he's like, well, last time you were here, you spilled coffee all over the register. I was like, I know, man. I'm sorry.
I'm dealing with dog shit here, man.
So my dog just took a shit on the passenger seat. I need some paper towels.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, here you go.
You monster.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everyone.
Chinese New Year, picking up dog shit.
Yeah. You're the dog shit.
But yeah, so that like, and I'm like, it was just the fact that he just went from here, shaky leg poop, boom, underneath my legs, like hiding.
Oh, God.
Asshole.
You waited it for the most inopportune time.
I love you though. You're so cute.
It's a good thing he loves you, dog.
Oh, but it was unbelievable. It was such a cluster F. I was like, oh, and Saturday was a gem of a day. Um, so I hadn't done any like whatchamacallit, like Valentine's Day shopping or anything.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh wait, I need to get a slipcover for my couch. I'm gonna go do that.
Mhm.
So I go to Walmart. And I get my slip I have this thing. It's like, all right, I'm going to slip. I have no idea where this thing is. So I just start walking around, like walking in, like in there for like 2 minutes, and some lady comes barreling at me with a cart, and I'm like, eek, and jump to the side,
Right.
and then I look up, there's a slip cover right in front of me. I'm like,
It was fate.
I was like, this is the best experience I've ever had at Walmart. Zoink, grab it, went checked out. I'm like, all right, well, this is like some weird stuff on whatchamacallit, like for a little bar thing. I was like, I'm gonna stop at Salvation Army to see if they have anything. I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Take a peruse.
Yeah, so I go in there, I walk back, and I see this great coat.
Oh.
Like, ooh, it's like going to those like really like about this shade gray, like pea coat, like
Oh,
just nice big buttons.
nice, good-looking
This
coat.
this unbelievably like deep maroon velour lining on the inside of it.
Ooh,
I was like, oh,
girl,
that's.
we fancy.
I'm like, ooh, I'll be back for you. So I go walk around the perimeter, I don't see anything, and then I see some records. I bought a record player for Christmas.
Oh,
It's
nice.
like, so there's this Reader Digest, great piano solos and stuff like that. All right, done.
Could be fun.
Got that. I'm like, coat, you're next. So I go and grab the coat, and so I put my record down, and I'm like, grab this up, and I put it on, and it just like it was like this long, but it was long, like it was. For me, like it would have been down to about mid calf. Like it was a long coat.
Weird.
Someone that had alligator arms.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm disappointed in that. So I go to the register. So I'm at the register, and there's one person in line. I'm like, all right, great. I'll just queue up. I'll just queue up behind him. I hit the lamp. Straighten that shade.
Calm it down, Lamp.
Slow your roll. So I queue up behind this guy, and then all of a sudden this line starts forming behind me, and then the lady running the other register just starts checking people out behind me, and I turn around, I'm like, what's going on? She's like, sir, the line starts back there. I was like, you saw me get in line behind this guy. I didn't know he was buying 39 ties.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll go back in the line. And then there's the old guy just shaking his head at me. He's like, I was like, clearly they saw I was there. Like, I help who's next. And then she just starts checking people out behind me. I'm like, that's kind of a dick move, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, well, look at where you are. I was like, yeah, I'm in a Salvation Army in Strongsville.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I have
And then
expectations.
she's got to talk to everyone. Like, oh, I'm only going to be here so long, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Just ring my money out. Then I went to Mally's and I bought chocolate covered grapes. So I didn't even know were a thing.
I didn't either, but now I need them.
They are interesting and delicious. So I go in the door. As soon as I get one foot in, she's like, "Are you here for chocolate covered strawberries? Because we're out." I'm like, "No, grapes."
No, you've had a long day. I'm sorry.
And she's like, I'm like, "No, grapes." Third stand back of the shelf.
Cool.
Okay.
That's oddly helpful.
And so I'm like, "Thanks." So I go check those out. Then later, I go to buy a card. I go to the Hallmark store. I'm like, okay. And I'm just sitting there just looking at these cards like, these are horrible. Like, I don't want to sign my name to any of this.
I don't want to give you my money.
Stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm hungry. I'm going to go to Bueller's. I know they got a American Greeting section. I'm going to go there. Wow, I am name dropping like crazy today. So
My good friend Johnny Depp.
so I go over to Bueller's and I grab like, all right, so what do I don't have to heat up? All right, pressure fried chicken. I can eat that cold. Fine.
Done.
Scoop. Go around, go to the card section, and it looks like it has been picked through like crazy.
Just a flock of locusts.
So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, and there's one lady, and she's like right in the way of everything. So I grab a couple cards and just like, I don't know, no, like nothing's like a good card just reaches out and punches you in the face.
Yeah.
So then another lady comes over, and then she's like, and then we're all just sitting there staring, and they're just like this collective like, ugh.
Just like, ugh. I know there would have been something here a week ago.
So then I
got the
looked.
dregs.
So then I looked to my life, and I bought a birthday card instead of a Valentine's Day card.
At that point, you got to get creative.
Yeah, so then I'm like, all right, this is great. All right, so this is all right, cute little ninja hamster. Fine, it'll be dumb, whatever. We just watched Deadpool. She'll get it's funny.
Yeah.
So I go and check out. I come home with the card. Well, actually, I come home. I bite in the chicken, and it is fried all the way to the bone, like just has been cooked to shit.
It's just hollow.
Like all right. It was the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation.
Just thinking that we're just.
It's just like just gnawing the shit out of it.
Fuck! I need to watch that movie again. Just thinking of him like.
It's it's a it's a little dry. They're dipping it in the wine. Like,
Fuck, that movie is so good.
it's great.
Oh,
It's one of
man.
the best movies in the world. So so anyway, so I'm like, all right, I might as well deal with this card now. Get this out of the way so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. So then I get the card. It's just this little hamster with nunchucks. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I open it up, and inside it starts playing everyone's kung fu fighting, and there's a spinning nunchuck in the middle of it. I'm like, oh, geez, what am I gonna do?
Knobs, I can't believe that card got better. Because not only did you like, all right, look, this is the best opportunity I have. I'm gonna go in deep on this joke. Opening it, it just got way deeper.
Yeah.
Just
So anyway, so I get my Sharpie out, and so I scratch out Happy Birthday, write Valentine's Day,
yep.
because I knew we were going to the lion dance thing at the China Jade. So inside, so I open it up, and I gotta stop the spinny thing, and I made like Deadpool eyes and got some white out for like
Yeah.
the eye part, and did that. Totally missed it when I gave it to her. I'm like, oh.
It's a real think piece. You gotta sit on it.
Yeah, so like all this stuff, and it's like, happy birthday, blah blah blah, whatever. You stripe it out, and then watch out for the dragon dance. And I fucked up because I said dragon dance when it was supposed to be lion dance. I'm like,
But they look like dragons.
They
have,
do
like,
look like dragons.
The stuff on their cheeks.
Yeah, well, it was actually kind of a lot of fun with the drums and stuff, and the
I
thing
bet.
going around taking envelopes and stuff and flipping oranges at the kids, and
That'd be pretty cool.
it ended up being like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was that card, and I'm like, oh, and then the coup de grace, she's like so happy to get these records. Like it was like a pack, like a Reader Digest pack of records. So there was like
nice.
6 albums in it, with famous like Liberace and whatever other piano players or something. So I put it on there. They're all warped. Every one of them. So she puts it on, so it's like ding ding ding.
I'm just thinking back to our conversation last week with The Road to Hell is Paved with Good Intentions. We were like, I got you a washer and dryer. Shit. I got you all these records. Shit.
It's hilarious though. Like
Just like you keep trying
where's the
at every
camera?
turn.
What rom-com am I in right now?
I love that, like, at every turn you make the right call. Like, this is a perfect gift for her. And you're like, oh, I got it at a right price, and I'm helping the Salvation Army, and fuck, they're warped.
It's
like Hitch.
The package was pristine. Like, there was no foxing on the edges. It was, like, crisp. Pull them out, like, and, only popped it half of it out. But they're all, like, top-hatted. So they're all, like...
I need someone to take... You are starring in the sequel to Hitch, and I feel like I need someone to make that poster. It's just called Knobs, and it just has you standing on the cover. She fell in love with him over the smallest of accidents. On the back cover, it's just you with these records like, what?
Joe, like, have one of the Flex records. I'm holding the record, and it's just, like, limp. Like...
Like a Dolly painting.
It's just... Oh, man.
It's so perfect. You can't... Like the rest of your life, you can't write this shit.
No, it's weird. It is weird. Man, that was funny.
I'm waiting
though.
for your memoir. The Road to Hell, the Knobs story.
Man, it's...
I'm so glad that we're recording these pre-shows and putting them on the internet, because I have known you for more than a decade at this point. And this is your daily life. It's just a string of happy accidents. That isn't hurting anybody. Nobody got hurt.
Well, they're like happy accidents plus failures,
Right.
and like with the most earnest intention.
Right. There's no insult to injury here. There's no injury. It's just
Like the only thing that would have topped it if I'd have bought something that she was allergic to. Like, like
she's allergic to the glue on these records.
she's like, I'm just, what's happening? What'd you do to me? It's a whole fucking hide. Like,
Oh God.
oh man.
Yeah. I need like a soundboard that has like the beginning of your like buddy comedy Fox TV show, like just the stinger that I can play at the end of those stories. It's like, that's Knobs, ba-da-bow.
Yeah. Up next, shoving buddies.
Yeah. Shoving buddies.
Oh. Oh man.
All right, we ready to continue this slow boat to hell?
Yeah, why not? I already put my 2 cents. No, and then so I keep forgetting I have a hole in these pockets of these pants, and the pants they're flannel lined.
Okay.
So right now I'm walking around like a mariachi with all the change jingling in my pant leg, like
Just down by your ankles.
yeah, it's just down by my ankles. Like there's golf tees in it. There's change. It's just like every right
You gotta
step.
poke
Like,
a hole in your pants
it's
and
every
just
right
like
step's like, dude, I'm
it's a pinata.
I'm L, just walking around like ching, ching, ching.
Oh my God.
What's that noise? Don't worry about it. Just don't be afraid of it. Get a guitar full of guns. What's in the guitar? Oh, I just need Cheech Marin in my life.
Don't we all?
Yeah, we do.
All right, you ready? Have your what you been playing?
Yeah.
Now that we've been chawing for the last hour and a half. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me, as always, my stalwart companion, Knobs.
What's up?
2 pieces of programming notes here at the very beginning. Don't forget to join our Discord chat server, I think is the correct nomenclature for that guy. There's a ton of us in there. There's an icon on the front of the webpage, tvgp.tv. It looks like a little controller, like a little purple controller. It's up there with all the other little buttons. Click on that guy. Click on all of them. Join us everywhere. But most importantly, join us on Discord. And this week, my wife and I recorded and posted a spoiler cast for The Witness. If you finish The Witness, you should go listen to that. It's pretty interesting. We really dive deep into some game design discussions about The Witness. Spoiler alert, it's pretty good. So, go check
The show or the game?
both.
Ah,
Marketing.
attaboy.
All right, but that's with that out of the way. Stop talking about boring stuff like other shows we're doing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this show. Knobs, what have you been playing?
All right. Well, might as well ditto what I did last week. Battlefield.
I'll just lift last week's show right in here for the next 30 minutes.
Copy,
Yeah.
paste. You know, well, there was a great copy paste joke in Borderlands, but anyway, no. Battlefield 4 Monday Night Game Night. God, I love Battlefield for some reason now. Again.
I was just saying, like, to hell with Battlefront.
I'm
that was
done
a
with it.
failed experiment.
I mean, I'm done with it just because I actually feel effective in this game. Like, just whole hog.
Like you can actually shoot dudes.
Yes.
And they stay dead.
I can shoot dudes. I can conquer objectives. I can go forward and actually feel like I'm contributing to a win in this game, instead of just being a random storm, just pew 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 all over.
Oh, I'm dead. I'm a clone.
Yeah, great. Oh, I'm an
There's
orphan.
50 million of me. Why? It's so weird that being occasionally successful in a game would grossly increase your enjoyment with a game.
Yes.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be design 101.
Maybe. I should write
Make
a
the
book.
player feel like a success sometimes.
If the player has fun, they'll keep playing your game. Send the cash in.
Yes.
Buy my book.
Yes, why not?
Available as a consultant.
But yeah, so we played that. We played that again on Saturday night. We had a big Battlefield night Saturday night. Played like 3 or 4 games. and it is a double XP weekend. So I put on my 200% XP boost, and I was
Woo!
clearing like 108,000 XP a game. It was
You're
awesome.
rolling in it.
I haven't leveled up in that game in probably 3 months. 2 levels in one night. Like,
Jeez.
give me the gold battle packs. Give me.
Gotta get that XP while it's hot.
Like, I'm to the point where I think I have almost all the equipment now. Like, the stuff that gets unlocked in the battle packs.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just, like, I'm just getting, like, XP boosts now. Like, a whole case of them. I'm like, I guess there's nothing left for me to see.
Yeah. But you gotta keep leveling.
I
That
do.
bar is not full.
No, I don't think that bar ever gets full. And
That's how they get you.
Well, yeah, that bar is not full, and I have put 20 days of gameplay in the Battlefield 4. Thank you, Xbox, for reminding me that.
You know, Knobs actually let me know about something. I haven't turned my Xbox One on for a little bit here, but you were telling me something. I'll let you sell it. That came in some dashboard update recently about the achievements.
Right. So your dashboard achievements page. So if you go to your picture icon, go to my achievements, and it pulls up your game hub, which will actually give you a list of all your games, Xbox 360 and Xbox One games. Your Xbox One games pulls a ton of statistics and actually ranks you against your friends list. Like Dead Rising 3, I've killed 370,000 zombies in Dead Rising 3,
Jeez.
which I am 200,000 above the next person on my list, by the way.
Wow.
You know, items crafted, time play, and it ranks you all against whoever has played that game. Apparently, I'm one of 2 people who have played... what was it? I already forgot. Anyway, doesn't matter.
It's memorable.
It doesn't matter. But no, like, and that's where I got that. It gives you how many times you were MVP of the squad or how many times you were MVP of the game. It doesn't do kills because I think it does that on the battle log site or something like
right.
that. So you actually get those stats differently. But it does give you those stats. In Borderlands, like, I know how many bullets I've fired, how many enemies I've killed, how many legendary items I've found, how much time have I played.
That's so cool. That's
And
one of those little things where it's like, that's okay. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Like, outside of just being the gamer score, there is other things that are deeper in that game. Like, if you really like doing one specific thing, you could probably be rewarded for, or actually, you have your bragging rights up there.
Yeah.
But and that was just, I just stumbled on it because I was looking for, like, a recorded game clip. I was like, all right, I don't need my level up game clip. I'm just going to delete. Ooh, what's this? Like, that's awesome. And I've noticed there are 2 different things that I lost my train of thought. Oh, I've noticed 2 different things between the Xbox I have upstairs and the Xbox I have downstairs. Apparently, I have a different dashboard than I have on my upstairs Xbox, or my Xbox One, and the one downstairs. Because the one upstairs, my little rabbit has a red outline, and if I go to join a chat, it actually who's in the party, blah, 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 and all these other stuff. And downstairs just says, do you want to join the party? I'm like, what's the difference here? Why are these different?
Are you in the beta dashboard program?
I am, but I think it only worked on one of my 2 consoles.
Yeah, I wonder if... excuse me. I wonder if one of them is set up for the beta, and the other one's just like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm a version behind.
Oh, but man, I forgot how much I love Dead Rising. Like, I should probably go back and play some more Dead Rising because I'm sure there's some achievements I need to get in that game left.
Just hang on that world for a little bit.
Fun world. I just need to get my jazz hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Get my like 8,000 kill streak or something.
Yeah.
Like,
whatever that insane number was.
man, did I break that game in the best ways.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that game was awesome. Yeah, so Battlefield 4 Monday night, come join us or find us like during the week. I'm sure at some point we're gonna, if you say, hey, let's play some Battlefield, I doubt you'll hear very many no's.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I finished the Nirvana DLC for Asura's Wrath again, and that is crazier than I remember it being.
Yeah, I really need to
does
play
that game esoteric and just bananas.
I only got like an hour and a half through that game, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm really enjoying this. But I need to finish this other thing first," and then somehow never got back to it.
Yeah, I still unabashedly love that game.
Yeah,
And I love the spectacle that it is and just the sheer just craziness that that game gives you. And I think it delivers.
yeah,
And it just, it plays pretty simply. There are a couple little minutia to there's probably it's one layer when it probably could have been like 4 or 5 layers deep.
yeah.
It's maybe like one or two different ways, and you really don't feel any real consequences when you're playing on easy and normal. But when you get into like the hard difficulty, it is way harder.
Yeah, when we were talking about the game, sort of overall before we started recording, I think we were both kind of drawing parallels between this and Gungrave, where it's kind of a 4-hour experience. It's almost like it's an arcade game, where it's not the most complex stuff, but you're going to see some crazy stuff, or you're going to do some crazy stuff. And I think I'm trying to think if there's a game we've gotten recently that's like that. I was trying to think that while we were talking about that, because we're getting these, these indie game experiences, which are usually, I don't mean to make that sound, derisive, or I'm like, oh, those indie games. But
Right.
most of those nowadays are really like very small, kind of randomly generated stuff like that. We're not really getting a lot of like 4 to 5 hour rainy day afternoon experiences.
Yeah. Well, this one is like it harkens back to Gungrave. Like literally, you can hold the X button and win in that game if you really wanted to.
Oh, Coach Jamal brings up a good point in chat. The Order 1886. That's true. That was a very short spectacle, if anything else. The gameplay was a little more frustrating than I think I would want it to be to revisit it. Because I feel like with one of those games, maybe it's short and maybe the action is really good, but usually the gameplay is pretty spot on, if not like missing it by just an inch. It's not the thing where you're playing it and it's sort of like, oh, well, I'm not having any fun with this. The Order was almost there, where it could be pretty replayable, but had a lot of other issues.
But yeah, like the set pieces and how they deliver that action and in the cutscenes, or not even so much cutscenes, the cutscenes you're involved in, it's just like still one of my favorite scenes is with the big orchestral number playing behind you on the moon when you're fighting the blind samurai, when he gets like the big long extendy sword that hits you, that you catch. And then he just starts that ninja run and then runs you so fast that you leave the gravity of the moon and you get pierced on the planet and then stabbed through the planet. It's just like, what?
Who thought of these things?
Yeah. And then was able to deliver that scene.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's cool.
Yeah, someday I need to
and
find
still,
it.
the Brahmastra might be one of the coolest looking things I've ever seen on screen.
I need to find my copy of it, and I have my 360 sitting right underneath me here, hooked up to my whole capture setup. So I should do like a blind playthrough of Asura's Wrath and record it someday. But yeah, Knobs was on the most recent
Game Club.
Game Club for this, number 34. Haven't edited that yet as of the live recording of the show, so it should be up sometime this week. So you can kind of hear the whole crew chatting about Asura's Wrath.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I'm still in the pre-sequel rabbit hole. I finished my Claptrap playthrough.
Okay.
I love Claptrap.
Did you ever unlock the pirate ship?
I did. I respect and did the pirate ship.
So what does it do?
The pirate ship gives you 4 cannons.
Okay.
And it starts playing a symphonic number, and then the cannons go off on the big crescendos of it. To the point where it's perfect. At the big crescendos like boom, 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 just cannons. It's awesome.
That's even better than I could have imagined.
But even better than that, like I enjoyed the disco ball. The description is like, well, radiant lasers at every elemental laser will be fired, in some sort of round fashion. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay. And then he just drops the disco ball in front of him, and then the disco lights are the lasers,
Oh,
like they're
jeez.
flying off.
That's like a Ratchet and Clank weapon.
Oh, it's awesome. And then plus every time my subroutine upgrades, I get the rainbow aura, where
Oh,
it's literally like a shock, the shock blast of all the elements at once.
jeez.
It's just great. He's a tank. I love him.
Yeah.
And still, when that happens to everyone else around me, when I do like the weird things, like, and even when the player's like, "I hate you, Claptrap," like the actual NPC in the game.
Yeah. Oh man.
And I did finish the whatchamacallit, the Shadow Trap DLC in True Vault Hunter mode. So I finally beat him, and that was 2 hours of mayhem. And if
Wow.
I didn't have another person there with me as cannon fodder, there is no way I'd have
Hmm.
been able to complete that. Ian Cost was was my secondary player, and he was just literally just there to die over and over and over again as I slowly tick down this life. So, and like I'm like, all right, after probably well over an hour of trying to get through his shields and get stuff, I was like in the point down and out, like, all right, I need you in here. I can't lose this progress. I need you to get in here.
Yeah.
So he gets in and gets spawned, and it's just kind of rotating this in, so I wasn't losing anything. But then I shoot his like big mechanized body thing, and then Ian's like, "Is that it? Is that did we do it?" I was like, "No, do you not see Helios floating around in here? I got to do this again." Like, and it's huge. So then you fight the Helios version of that and rotating around this thing. There's no shelter anywhere. The entire floor is all lava except for a few platforms. So kiting it is next to impossible.
Wow. I mean, when
Like
they do raid bosses, they do them right.
this is one of the hardest thing. Like, and one of the first things when he's like, "What? Where's the legendary?" Because he's expecting to get a legendary item before it's even done spawning the loot.
Right.
But I did get a legendary sniper rifle, which is a sledgehammer. That thing is awesome.
Nice.
I mean, it is 100% accurate, explosive damage, and just a piercing shot. So it goes through shields like you wouldn't believe. Like, it one shots almost everything. So I finally wrapped up that one and cleaned up all the other missions I had in the area. So my True Vault Hunter Jack is almost 100% complete. I think there's
Jeez.
maybe one or two missions I have left to do. I think the Battle Dome is the only thing I
Some
haven't done.
fetch quests or whatever.
So I'm figuring, like, all right, I'm feeling pretty confident. I got like 4 legendary weapons and a legendary class mod. I should be able to really, really kick some butt in Ultimate Vault Hunter mode.
Yeah.
Oh no. No, 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 no.
Incorrect.
No, so the regular enemies I can handle because I can spawn my jacks that are just give me like instant backup and just plow through the regular guys. It's difficult, but it's not unseemly. Then I get to I would say probably um, the second boss because I think Flame Knuckles the first one. Which he did drop me a legendary rocket launcher, which was awesome.
Nice.
And I got the nuke like right off the bat. So, all right, this is great. This is how this is gonna go. This is gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I get through them. I get to deadlift, and this is the second boss in the game, and he is like, I can't do like any damage to him. I can't get through his shield.
Weird.
Like, and I'm like, what? I died on him like 5 times in a row, and I'm like, I'm not even doing like like a quarter inch is about as best as I've done, maybe
Wow.
an inch total, and I just cannot get through them.
Is it one of those things where, like, you have to have your class mod and your skill tree like perfectly synced so you can kind of put out the maximum damage, or is it you just got to bring friends?
I think you have to have at least 3 people.
Wow.
So now I have to power level up to 3 other people to come with me because
Yeah.
like I sent that message to Scott today because he was talking about picking up Handsome Jack collections. I was like, do it. He's like, I need soldiers. That's what I
Yeah.
told him.
Knobs needs you.
And it's like, and I've gone through it, and I mean, and I'm just, like, I just hit this wall. I mean, in deadlift in True Vault Hunter mode is a pushover because
Yeah.
at that point you have outpaced the game. If you do everything,
Right.
you will have a significant advantage in playing that game. But this, like, it just I cannot get through them. It's driving me bananas.
I kind of like that there is a super, super tough difficulty in there, though. Like, for the highest tier, and you don't go in it and you're so overpowered, you're still just, waltzing right through.
Oh yeah, and then I actually, when I was out driving around the other night, I had just thought on how to dupe weapons because I haven't gone to any of the things or something. And the dupe weapons is actually a little bit easier than any other game we had. So you dump your loot you want to duplicate on the ground, hit the guide button, hit the right start button, quit game, and then reload back into the game you were just in. And there's all your stuff. You just duplicated it, no problem.
Oh, interesting.
It was the easiest way I have done to do that.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking about, all right, so now just to guarantee that I get the what I do because I did it in the area where in Concordia where I can use the grinder to grind legendary weapons. So I did the test last night with Ian. So I dropped all my loot. So I got all my duplicates because 2 legendaries and a purple of the gun you want to come back out. So I did the 2 nukes, and because now I got 4 of them, I put the 2 nukes in there. It was like I didn't. I'm like, oh no, I don't have any purple weapons. Ian, you have purple weapons? Oh, here's a shotgun. I'm like, all right, cool. Pop the shotgun in there, ground it, hit the loom because you have your choice. You can either just regular grind it, which gives you a percentage that you will get a legendary back, or your odds that getting a purple back is very high. Or you can loom shine it, which will give you an extra perk, or you use your moonstones.
Oh, like
in
for
the
a better
grind.
chance?
It guarantees you to get the best possible grind.
Oh, nice.
So I did that now, and now I got a legendary shotgun out of the mix. I was like, this is great, and I went and saved real fast instead of like, no, I should just duplicated that, quit that, and I would have had all my moonstones back too.
Oh, right.
I was like, so now I'm grinding for loomstone or
You're min-maxing this
moonstones.
grinder.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna just try and grind everything, like try and get myself completely loaded out.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't have is a legendary shield yet that I can grind out. But the loomstone perks are like I really need to find one that's piercing because that way it negates shields.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be the only way I'll be able to beat deadlift.
Well, and it sounds like that's probably your safest guarantee to do the maximum amount of damage without worrying about like the additional 4 health bars you have to worry about.
Yeah, and then I stumbled across Excalibastard.
Oh, really?
There's a whatchamacallit. There's a laser weapon that's stuck in a stone, like off on the side at Stanton's liver. Oh, that area. So it's way off to the side, like you see these platforms, and you never go over there. And I'm like, wait, all right, so I'm gonna go over and check this out. It's like, oh, cool. And then I say, are you badass enough to grab this weapon? I'm like,
Right.
well,
I would hope.
badass ranks in like 12,000, so why not?
Yeah.
It pops out. There's level 50 legendary. I'm like, nice.
I wonder what the number you need for that is then.
I have no idea. I don't even know if it depends on your badass rank or your actual level.
Yeah.
Which I would imagine you have to be level 50 because I was level 52 when I grabbed it.
Sure.
But I don't know. So I'm really gaming that game to get myself the best loot.
Go buy the Handsome Collection for Xbox One. Knobs needs soldiers.
I do need soldiers. But anyway, so I think because I think Scott wants to start a fresh playthrough, so I may start another character, and I'm really torn either to do Wilhelm or the Baroness because I have no idea what the Baroness does.
I don't think I do either. Have you played through as Athena?
No, I have not, but
Okay.
Athena really doesn't interest me.
Yeah,
Like
you
this
kind of know what she does with the shield right away.
with the shield, and I get the gunslinger thing. Like, yeah, like all right, so I know what Tina, I think no, it's not Tina. I can't remember her name.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter. I'm never going to use her. So, so either I'm going to do Wilhelm and get my jackals leveled up, and actually see what that character really does, or I go completely blind into the Baroness and
Right.
see what craziness she has to offer. Because I
Wilhelm's a lot
was,
of fun.
oh no, and that's where I started playing on a 360 version was Wilhelm, and I got it. You know, it's like having two turrets, but one attacks, one heals you, and it's
Yeah.
awesome. Except they're drones.
Yeah.
But this one, like, it is still uh, the best Borderlands game by miles.
Yeah.
Because still, there's that one interaction where you have this little Cockney kid, Pickle, and he's helping you. So you have the one executive from Hyperion starts talking to you, like, you know, Jack, what's going on? And he's like, oh yeah, everything's fine. We're doing this. We're getting an AI. And then Pickles, what crikey? That's the CEO to Hyperion. And he's like, and then the guy's like, who's that? And Jack's just like, oh, that's the 10-year-old we hired to help us. And then the next line is, John, you're fired.
That's great.
Like that whole interaction's like, and it's funny every time.
Yeah.
But I do miss Claptrap interacting with everything in the world, like even the character next to you.
Yeah.
But so I'm still grinding out my 52. I'm about little over halfway to get him up to 53. But at this point, I don't know which way I need to stack or which way to gear myself out for Ultimate Vault Hunter mode because it is blisteringly hard.
I feel like the good part about that though is playing with friends. The you'll get the opportunity to kind of play your skills off of other people. So like if you get a group of three, all right, you're gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and then everybody can kind of complement each other. I feel like that's probably where the real strength lies.
Yeah, and I probably should read my skill tree a little bit closer because I just pick stuff like I'm not like it's this giant long paragraph that I gotta scroll down. I don't have time for that.
When
Just
there's yellow text where it's like you do double damage, it's like great. There can't be any downsides to that.
yeah.
It also cuts half your health. Whoops.
Well, even right now, like I'm trying to roll with my purple amp shield, and man, is that a tough price to pay sometimes.
Yeah.
It's eating you up at I think like 2,200 of your shield capacity on your first bullet, and I'm like, yeah, but that already puts me down. And I'm like, I don't. And everything's hitting you so hard at this point. Like I don't know if this is a good idea or not anymore.
Yeah. Man.
But it's great. Everyone should pick this game up because I understand that it doesn't open well.
Yeah.
Once you get out of Serenity's Waste, that game opens up into awesomeness.
Yeah.
It's to get out of that the second area you get into.
You just gotta stick with
then
it for a little bit.
And then it becomes unbelievably the best Borderlands game yet.
Yeah.
But that's all I've been playing.
My wife and I are continuing to play The Witness. We've finished all 11 areas at this point. And we have, when you unlock, there's kind of one final area. When you unlock all 11, when you finish all 11 of the kind of the main sections, it opens another area at the very end. We have just barely gone in there and seen the puzzles in there, and we're just like, oh god, they're so much harder. So we've just barely cracked there. It's the kind of thing where you walk into it and you see all these puzzles around you, and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna look around real quick. I didn't need to see what's in front of me. So I think we have a plan of attack here. Finishing up all those 11 areas was pretty good. There was something, and I'm not going to spoil it. There's something that this game does that it tried to teach me the when I was in the beginning areas and I didn't understand it, and it finally clicked for me at some point, and it has totally turned this game on its head in such a crazy and fundamental way that I wish I could spoil it, and I wish I could explain it, because it has moved this game from one of my favorites of this year to one of my favorites of all time. It's so much like Fez. You know, the whole idea of Fez is, Knobs, you played the beginning of it, is like you go through and it's 2D and it reboots and you start again and it's 3D. When you finish Fez, it reboots again, and they give you new tools to kind of manipulate the world in a different... Dog's going crazy. Dog loves Fez. The crazy thing about Fez is when you play through it the third time, they give you different tools and they teach you different things to kind of bend the world around you a little bit. The Witness does the same thing in a much bigger and much crazier way. And God, The Witness is so good. And it's such a me game that I can't be mad at people that don't like it. I get upset with people, and we talked a little bit about this in the spoiler cast. There's one puzzle very early on that people are kind of holding up as like, well, this game doesn't tell you anything about how to solve these puzzles. Literally looking at the thing that tells you how to solve this puzzle. And that's when I get upset at people with The Witness, when they're not like being patient or they're not putting in the work to try and solve some of these puzzles as they're presented. Because every puzzle in this game has a solution that is around you or has already been shown to you. You just have to put all the pieces together in your brain. If you don't like puzzle games, that's cool, man. I don't like sports games.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to play them. If you don't like puzzle games, don't play The Witness. It's not going to be... It's not one of these... You know, I feel like so many people are waiting for like these genre-transcendent games where it's like, oh, even if you hate puzzle games, you'll love The Witness. No, it's just going to make you hate puzzle games more because it's a puzzle game. You know, like, it's not this thing like, you know, if you hated... let's go back to the old days. If you hate platformers, playing Sonic 2 isn't going to make it all better. You're just going to be like, hey, these still suck. Maybe play Aladdin, because that one's really good. But man, The Witness is so good. And I really wish I could talk about it, but I so badly don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, because the strength of The Witness is going into an area and seeing puzzles and being like, okay, I don't know how to solve this. And playing with it a little bit and getting the solution and learning the rules as you go through an area. And then having those rules continue to unfold and expand and combine and throughout this entire game, and just... Closer Mall in chat said, SNES, Aladdin, or Genesis? Hey man, I'm not taking a side in
Genesis.
This.
I will.
Yeah, the Genesis one. What's interesting about Aladdin is both games are so uniquely different that you should play both of them because they're such different experiences. But the one that you want, the Genesis one. So, come on. So yeah, go play The Witness. If you like puzzle games, go check out The Witness. Yes, it's expensive, but I think it's well worth it. My wife and I also started Firewatch. That's probably some of the saddest 20 minutes at the beginning of this game of any game I've ever played. Holy crap. I thought this would be a fun adventure game romp. Nope. Not the first 20 minutes. You have a heart, it's getting ripped out. Again, I'm not gonna spoil that. We've probably played about an hour, and we've gotten through the first... It seems like how the game is sort of structured is you get to the wilderness and you get in your Firewatch tower, And then it seems like it's starting to break it up by days. I think we've gone through the first 2 days. The first day is kind of seems like it's the biggest individual day, because it's kind of tutorializing you and showing you how to use a compass, how to use the map, how to read the map, and all that stuff. This is one of those games, I've always had this crusade, and I'm sure people are sick of hearing about it, of naturally flowing voice acting between two people.
Mm-hmm.
Video games have been really bad at that forever. I feel like Firewatch is one of those games you can hold up where the voice acting, the individual voice actors are really good by themselves.
We have all your bases.
All my bases? What?
No, that one.
Oh yeah, Zero Wing. Yeah, yeah. The pinnacle. Firewatch has managed to beat Zero Wing. I feel like this is one of those, because you're always talking to this lady through your walkie-talkie, and she's off. I don't even know how far away. I think she said a couple of hours away, in another Firewatch tower, and all you're doing is talking to her on your walkie-talkie. That's really your only sign of life in this wilderness you're in. So the voice acting has to be good, because it has to come out of this thing you're always looking at. And they managed to really nail it. I do have to say, though, the PS4 performance is garbage. Like, I'm playing, my wife and I are playing The Witness. That is 1080p, 60 frames solid. The Firewatch has a real hard time keeping 20.
Oh man, that's gotta be, how chunky is that to watch?
It's chunky, dude.
Oh.
It's where after about an hour, I'm like, I need to kind of take a break, because when you're going in a straight line and you're not moving the camera, things are great. You start moving the camera and it starts getting really choppy, and that's sort of where my brain is sort of like, hey bro, let's not. I'm gonna start getting dizzy. Be careful. Thankfully, the developer has come out and said, like, hey, we played this a lot on our dev kits and we didn't see this. So we have to work with Unity and Sony to figure out what went wrong. So we're going to patch it, but we're really sorry and we didn't see this. So, sorry. So if you can play it on PC, maybe play it there. It doesn't seem like it's super... the requirements aren't super high, but if not, maybe just... They're going to patch it, but just... wait for it on PS4 a little bit. I'm still playing Crypt and Necrodancer. I'm garbage at that game and I love it. I'm no good. I can get through that first set of floors. I can beat that first boss, whatever it is. It gets me into the second set of floors and I'm just not good. But I'm going to stick with it because it's so good, and I need to put my nose to the grindstone and keep trying. But too many new enemies that move in weird patterns. But I'll get it someday.
But they're patterns nonetheless. You should be able to figure that out.
They are patterns nonetheless. The problem I have
if video games taught us anything,
that's right.
Patterns.
Everybody has a pattern and a tell. The thing that I like so much about Crypt and Necrodancer with the default character is enemies move on the beat and not when you move. They also move when you move, but if you just stand there and the beat continues, they're going to move on the beat. The thing that I have is in most roguelikes, you can go into a room and say, all right, I got two of these guys, one of those guys, so when I move, they're going to do all this stuff, and you can kind of plan out your attack. But to keep your coin multiplier going, you have to keep moving. So the thing that I think is so interesting for me is it forces you to think on your feet. So you're going to fail, which is fine in a roguelike, but I always like roguelikes because you learn a lesson every time you fail. Where it's like, okay, I fought these 3 skeletons and a blue dragon. Okay, so now I know what the blue dragon does, so I gotta manage that, but how would I manage? And you can kind of like post-game this thing where it's like, all right, I should have done that because they attacked me too much there. That's what I really like about roguelikes, and that's what I really like about Crypto Necrodancer. And I'm hoping one day I can be good at this game, or at least average like I am with Binding of Isaac. But last and most importantly, I sat down yesterday and played a bunch more Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I felt myself kind of slipping away from it. I was like, nope, I gotta put this in. I gotta get back on the story. I gotta bang out some more of this. So I knocked out sequences 4, 5, and 6. So I'm like 2 sequences from the end. The more I play of this game, the more I 100% love it. And the thing that you and I have said for a really long time about Assassin's Creed is when it's good, it's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
And it's not this. It's the same thing that Hitman has done. It's the same thing that Splinter Cell does. When they're both when all three of them are at the top of their game, they're puzzle games. You're controlling them differently. And there is, in sequence 5 or 6, I don't remember which one. You're going after that Lucy woman. So mid-game spoilers for everybody that hasn't started it. You're going after that Lucy woman in this big castle, and the game, this was the thing that pushed me over the edge where I'm like, all right, Syndicate is amazing. I talked about the Doctor one, where you go and you act like a corpse and you hop out and you get him in the middle of the his autopsy. That one was pretty good, but this one, you go to this giant big castle, and there are the the royal guards with the big black.
Oh, those things are awesome, aren't they?
Yeah. They're everywhere, and the only thing is you have to go kill this Lucy woman and kill less than 5 of these guards. And I'm like, perfect. I'm not going to kill any of them. This is my hard mode challenge is let's not kill any of these dudes.
Or you can just knock them out.
No, I don't want to touch them. I don't want to ruin their day. They're just doing their job, man.
Oh, come on. I want to knock them out, steal their lunch in the hat. That's
true. So the interesting thing and that I really like when you go in these areas is it sort of zooms in on multiple opportunities that you have. Like this one opportunity will have a unique kill. Like go talk to this dude and do something, and he'll show you where a secret entrance is that'll get you like right to the boss. Or go help out this other dude and he'll give you a key that unlocks the entire castle. Or go steal something from this guy and it'll the guards will go away because they got different orders or something like that. So the one I decided on this one was I'm going to go help the assassin that's dressed up as one of these guards because we have like a man on the inside. And I was like, that sounds cool. I'm going to go do that. So you go save him because one of the guards found him already. And he says, all right, there are 3 Templar guards in here. You can see him with your eagle vision. Go kill him and then come back to me and I'll help you get in. I was like, okay, cool. So I go and I was talking to my wife while I was playing it. One of the biggest changes, they might have done this in Unity, I don't remember, but the option of headshotting with knives is such a huge improvement. Because you can just line up your shot and like get to a perch in a perfect area and get just the right shot on your guy, and it normally snaps to kind of their body, so do like 2 or 3 shots and they'd be down. But you don't want them to alert any of the guards around them, so you just aim your reticle up a little bit, hit them once with a headshot, and just run away. And the guards will investigate and they'll be like, what's up with Bob? What's going on here?
What's sticking in his head?
He's taking a nap. Cool. So I go and I kill all 3 of those dudes, and along the way I steal something from another guy that gets me a key, I think, but I didn't really need that. And don't kill any of those guards, don't knock out any of those dudes. I go back to the assassin guy and he goes, okay, cool. If it sounds like a plan, I'll make it look like I captured you, and I'll bring you to this lady, and we can just walk right in. And I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. So we do that, and it flips the tables on how you normally kidnap people on like the Templar hunt ones or whatever they are for the police out in the world. And you're walking this dude, but it looks like he has captured you. And you're walking through this stronghold, and all these Templars are all around her, and they're talking crap to you. And you get right up to the boss, and she turns her back, and you hit square, and you immediately just reach out with both your wrists and ching right to the guards behind her, and you just jump and you put a sword straight into her back. And I was just like, this is the coolest stuff ever. Holy crap.
Did you do the one with the bank?
I just did the one with the bank.
Where you hide behind the little painting?
So you know what? I didn't even do that. I did it the other way.
That one was great.
So that's what I think is so cool about this game is I saw the painting as I was escaping, but I did it where I snuck all the way in, again without killing anybody, and kidnapped the bank manager guy.
Yes.
And he goes, oh, we're just going to walk over here. You walk down there, and you knock him out, and then I just air assassinated the bad guy.
Yeah, see, I hid behind the painting, and he's looking at this painting, just having this, like, deep moment with it. And, like, I'm sitting there, he's just letting him ramble, because it's like in a Asura's Wrath, you can tell him to stop it, or you just actually cut through him. But no, you literally jump through this painting, like, shink, and it just, oh.
It's this cool moment where, like, it's why people love Hitman. You know, a plan comes together perfectly, and it pays off with you just, you know, double knifing somebody in the jugular, and then everything stops and the world falls away.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you come back, it's chaos, and you just have to get the hell out of there. And that's all Assassin's Creed needs to be. It just needs to be these puzzles. And it even gives you 3 options to solve these puzzles, however you want to do it. You can even probably go in, clear everybody out, and clear your way all the way down to the bottom and just kill that dude. You can probably do that too.
Yep.
And that will totally work. But
go in there, knives a-blazing.
If you want to be this British ninja, you can totally do that. And it's so worth the payoff. You know, clearing out one of those places in half an hour, 45 minutes, just very slowly, very methodically, and then just knifing somebody in the throat at the end. It's so good.
Did you play the 1940 mission yet?
No, that's actually I finished. It was like 1 a.m. when I finished that bank one, and it rolled over to sequence 7. And as soon as I did that, it showed up on the map, and I was like, oh god, I want to play this so badly, and I'm so tired. So that's tonight's job, is doing that and potentially clearing sequence 7. Oh, the villain in that game is so good.
Oh my god, that mustache, like
just that twirly, and just it's so interesting because I always like a villain that's calculated. He's never really that upset. He got upset at one time and just shot a guy in his head. But I really like that he has a plan, and he has all these chips sitting where they should, and just needs to execute. And like all Jacob continues to do is just like remove one chip, and everything's starting to crumble around him.
Yeah, and he's a great Bond villain.
Yep.
Like as calculated and as precise as he is, like it's just.
And the heroes haven't met the villain yet.
No, and that's the other great part is you just see him and you're like, oh man, this guy's driven and wow. Like and he's like impressive, but you don't see him perform anything really decidedly evil until that moment where he shoots that guy, which
like he's starting to fall apart a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, and I think I really don't like Jacob, and I really like Evie, and I feel like that's probably how it's supposed to be, I guess. But also minor spoilers. It's interesting, this interplay between the two twins, because all of Jacob's missions are destroying all of this stuff, which you find out is like Britain's infrastructure.
Yeah.
And then all of your missions for Evie are, now we're going to replace that with something better. Or something that at least, if it's not better, it's better for the assassins and worse for the Templars.
Yeah, and that was kind of like that great like brother-sister thing that was going on. Like by the Oh, I don't want to ruin that. But by the end of it, they have like a little confrontation between them, those two, about their means of going about doing what they're
Right.
doing.
Like there was at the beginning of sequence 7, there's a really good line where Evie says, okay, here's the thing you need to do. If you could try to not devalue our currency while you're out, that would be really great.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, man, Assassin's Creed, when you're good, I really love you. And this one is really good. This might be my new if it can,
Brotherhood.
well, Brotherhood is always going to be my recommendation. Like play 2 and play Brotherhood. Don't play 1. It's too
No.
old at this point.
Yeah, that's way rough around the edges.
Yeah, that one might be like if you enjoy all of them, go back to 1 maybe, but this might be my new Black Flag because you should always play 2 in Brotherhood just to get
Yeah.
the good parts of the Ezio story. I always like Black Flag because it's standalone. The sailing is fun. It always played really well, but I think that's getting superseded by Syndicate because it just plays so much better. If you want the sailing stuff, play Black Flag. It's certainly not 3, but Syndicate is just so solidly made.
Yeah. Did you get to any of the history of Kenway's legacy
I did one mission. There's a mission you have to do in the game in his
in his estate?
but I haven't done any of the additional ones. There's so many icons on my map where it's like, go talk to Karl Marx and go do some missions for him. Let's go do some stuff for Darwin. Let's go do stuff for the young Sherlock, which is the those missions we were talking about in emails last week.
Yeah.
It's a dude and young Sherlock, and you're solving mysteries. It's so good. I'm so happy to be playing a good Syndicate Assassin's Creed game and being able to come on the show and say, unabashedly, this one is good. And it's not even like, hey, if you like Assassin's Creed, this one is good. It's
Well,
just
yeah.
good.
Yeah, and that was much to my surprise because I was going in way negative because I enjoyed Black Flag, but I didn't love it.
Yeah. It's like one of
And
those middle ground solid Assassin's Creed games.
like I'm really happy I powered through this one, and it took me to probably about sequence 6 or 7 before I really loved that game.
I feel like in sequences like 5 and 6, you do like 4 of those assassination missions all at once. There's the train one, there's the castle one, and there's the bank. And they kind of
Yeah.
happen right one after another, and they just keep getting more and more and more interesting. And I feel like that's the moment where it's like, okay, it wasn't just 1 or 2 of these assassinations. Each one of these are all good and all provide not only a unique area to go through, but really cool, unique objectives to try and challenge. Because it'd be easy to go in there and just kill everybody. I have a
Yeah.
pretty great gun, and I've got those curved blades, and those are pretty strong. But going through and doing
I couldn't get
the
away
ninja
from the
stuff,
brass knuckles. That was just so. That's the hand to hand just looks so good.
yeah, oh man, yeah, it's great, and I can't recommend it enough so far, and I haven't even finished it yet.
I'm really happy I decided to jump off the boat and try that one.
And I'm really happy I didn't finish Unity, because I feel like if I had powered through Unity before I had gotten to this one, I would have picked up Syndicate and been like, oh god,
Oh,
more
here we go
Assassin's
again.
Creed, please. And there's a little bit of a hump in Syndicate that you need to get over. And once you do, after like sequence 1, maybe sequence 2, you kind of settle into the pattern of it, and you finally start getting strong enough. And I feel like that's when that game starts to really open up. Oh, so good. But that's all I've been playing, so let's take a break. So
Cool.
Dimebag says, after AC1 I can't get into it. That is hands down the worst game in the series.
Yes.
Try 2. Try
All right,
Black
I
Flag.
can to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
All right, good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, AC1 is... It was interesting in its day, but AC2 came out and everyone was like, oh, right. That one's good. AC1, maybe not. I think 3... Ugh. I think 3 is a little bit better than 1. They're both bad. but 3 at least has some sailing stuff. It has it mechanically it's a little bit more solid because they had 3 games in between those, so 3 mainline games. They had some DS games and the PSP game, I think. So mechanically it's a little bit better, but yeah, AC2 is better. That has a little bit of a longer intro, but if you like that main character, you'll probably like 2 and you'll probably like Brotherhood. Yeah, Coaster Mall 1 was a novelty. Yeah, I think that was very much one of those proof of concept games. Like we were talking last week about Titanfall, where it was kind of like, okay, that was good, and I can see where that's gonna go. But the next game you guys come out with, that's where you wanted to be with the first one. Yeah, I agree with it was overhyped. That was one of those. There was something about it, something about how Ubisoft sells open world games. They can just hype the crap out of open world games. People were excited for Watch Dogs. I was excited for Watch Dogs. I'm probably one of the few people that thought Watch Dogs was okay. Oh, I liked the ending of AC1. I liked being able to wake up and you can do your eagle vision in the main world. It has all those symbols. I thought that was cool. But that's the sort of shit that I really get into. Like these cliffhanger, almost like thinly veiled, kind of mysterious sort of stuff. And now that Knobs is back, I can say the only criticism I've had of Syndicate so far is really no modern day stuff.
Yeah, none of it.
Like there's a little bit of the intro with whatever her name is, and Sean, the
Stephen Merchant looking guy.
Yeah, the cool snarky guy that writes all the historical stuff in your codex. They showed like a little bit of them in sequence 1 and sequence 2, and that's it. Unless I'm missing something where I can go in an area and say hi to those guys, but
that really doesn't come to light. I think there's one little dropout where you get a catch up after their botched assassination attempt.
Yeah.
And then there's the payoff at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I love that modern day stuff, and I wish they would find a way to get back to it in a way that would really make it a payoff.
Yeah. It's almost like they lost control of that thread completely.
I almost feel like the story spun out faster than they could get their hands around it.
Right.
Because they were like, ooh, space ladies, they're talking to you. This is crazy. Like, we were just talking about the end of Assassin's Creed 1, where you see all the writing on the walls and then credits. That was cool and led you right into the next game. 2 ended kind of interestingly. That was the space lady talking at Desmond, I think. And then Brotherhood ended interestingly, but I feel like once Brotherhood ended and you found out that Sun was going to explode or whatever it was, that game started running off the rails almost immediately.
I don't know, but the ending of Brotherhood was just like as big as like, what just happened?
Yep.
Like,
I actually liked the ending of Revelations too, because it pisses me off that it was in such a bad game that it bridged the gap between Altair and Ezio. And Ezio finding Altair's crypt and like finding all of this assassin history was so cool. But
yeah, it just like I felt like it just so sullied Ezio's legacy.
Really?
I don't know. I didn't finish it, but it just like at that point I was just done with Ezio at that point in my mind.
Well, and I feel like the biggest problem with Revelations, it was so buggy. It was just the worst case of, okay, Assassin's Creed, I'm looking at a wall. I know I can climb up. Let's just go up this wall. No, okay, now I'm dead. I don't even know how that happened. Awesome. Yeah. Boy, it's getting hot in here now.
Yeah.
Okay, I am ready whenever you are.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna put that down. All right. Nose.
I've had like cat fur in my nose this whole show. Ugh.
Really can't get away from pet hair anymore.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
Yeah.
Surprised my poops aren't furry.
I mean, if they are, you should probably go talk to a doctor.
Yeah, maybe. All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for February 15th, 2016. Street Fighter V for the PlayStation 4 and PC.
I thought we were a couple months away from that coming out. I thought that was summer.
I thought it already came out.
We are just all... Clearly, Street Fighter is not our fighting game of choice.
Yeah, it is not my radar.
Yeah.
Pixel Piracy for the PlayStation 4.
I've been interested in this game on Steam for a while. It's kind of this 2D randomly generated pixel, like building a ship pirate game that always seemed kind of cool. I might check that out now.
All right. Rocket League comes to the XBO.
Just buy it.
Well,
It's great.
We'll see. We'll see if we can carry a group of people.
Yeah. I'm not expecting you to beat Battlefield 4. Maybe it's just your other game.
Yeah, maybe.
Game
I
on
don't
the
know.
side.
We seem pretty partial to shooters, though.
That's true.
Fire Emblem Fates for the thirds.
All three of these games are coming out. So one game is the good guys, one game is the bad guys, and the DLC is right down the middle. So you have probably 100 hours worth of games there between all three.
Yeah.
So good luck.
And Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U.
This is actually just a standalone Bayonetta 2. So the previous one had Bayonetta 2 and like an HD remaster of Bayonetta 1, which was pretty good. Now you can just get standalone Bayonetta 2. I think it's only $30. So that's a pretty good deal. All right, let's talk about some news stories. Quantum Break, Microsoft's, they've been holding it up saying, hey, we got this cool exclusive. Also coming to PC in April on April 5th. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised. Everybody's upset. So,
Come on, how much attention do you need?
All of it. A lot of people seem to be upset that more people are going to be able to play once Xbox One exclusive game, forgetting that it's probably in Microsoft's best interest to put it on PC where their other platform is.
Makes sense.
Yeah, naturally. More people get to play this game. Go to hell. Insert death threats here. I think the thing that is I shouldn't have been surprised about, but I still was when it came out, is it's Windows 10 only, because it requires DirectX 12, which, of course, is Windows 10 exclusive, and it's only going to be on the Windows App Store.
That's
it's not
weird.
on Steam, which it's not great. What I'm hearing about the Windows App Store version of Rise of the Tomb Raider is that it's kind of behind on patches, so that would leave me worried for games there on sort of on principle. So, I mean, I get it. You want to push your platform. You don't want to be like, hey, we're putting it on Xbox One and Valve's thing.
Yeah.
Like they want to say, we're putting it on both of our things, because our next news story here, they also announced that they want to make a platform feature between PC and Xbox One for cross-buy and cross-save functionality. A lot like PS4 does with Vita and PS4.
I really like the automatic your game data save to your cloud for the Xbox, because I mean I can just switch between the two. Like, all right, it's cold up here. I'm gonna go downstairs. Just fire it up downstairs, and like everything I.
What is somebody driving a lawnmower out there? What is happening?
Honestly, I thought you farted.
No, but I would have to go see a doctor if it was that long.
Oh man, no, the first burst.
Oh yeah, that also wasn't me.
But
I would take credit for it.
Oh. But yeah, no, like going from when I have a game installed upstairs, like Borderlands, like I've played the two, but like back and forth. It's like, all right, no, I'm done with this one. I got to go downstairs where it's warm, fix this, done.
Yeah.
It's just so much easier just loading stuff.
And I think that makes sense for certain games when you're cross saving between Xbox One and PC. Um, I'm surprised that they're really putting the effort behind Quantum Break because,
Yeah.
from what I understand, that's primarily a single player game where if you have a good enough PC, you probably buy it there. I guess you'll also get it on Xbox One or vice versa, but
But if it's cross-buy, if you buy it there, you get it somewhere else too.
yeah.
That's fine. But if I have to re-buy it again, no, 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 no.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad they're kind of tying cross buy and cross save together on this game. You know, when I bought Portal 2, I bought the PS3 version because it came with a PC version, so I'd have it on multiple platforms. It seems like if you have a good enough PC to run a brand new game, you're kind of going to want to get it there and not play it on Xbox because you have a good enough PC. So I wonder, I feel like there's going to be a game. It makes more sense for PS4 and Vita. You have the one that's at home on your big TV on the couch. You have the other one that's on your mobile and on your handheld. You have the same save you're carrying between the two. I feel like they need to, when a game comes out that makes sense for the Xbox One PC cross buy and cross save, they need to really put their weight behind that one then. But Quantum Break out of hand is just sort of like, okay, cool, thank
Yeah.
you, you know. So hopefully there's one game they come out. Hopefully at E3 they'll be like, all right, cool, we got this game. Boom, you got it both places. Your saves just work between the two. You can do whatever you want. You know, play it on your PC, go to your friend's house, play it on your Xbox One, whatever. I don't know what that game is though, but hopefully we'll see it this year.
Yeah, I don't know which one that would be, but
Yeah. Next news story: Ubisoft has announced they are not releasing an Assassin's Creed game in 2016, other than the 2D Assassin's Creed games they've released in 2016.
probably a good decision.
Yeah, this will probably be the first year I think since the first one came out that they won't have an annual Assassin's Creed. As good as Syndicate is, let's take a breather for everybody. We've had too many open world games lately. We've had too many Assassin's Creed games for a while. Let's take a breather. The big rumor recently has been the one that's coming out in 2017 is going to have a different. Number one, it's going to be set in Egypt, which I think would be kind of cool. But number two would have a different fighting system in it. Somebody was likening it to Witcher 3, which would be kind of interesting. It would kind of be the extension of what they've been trying to do, I guess, ever since Assassin's Creed 2. It's been largely the same. Yeah, and basically they put out a press release saying, like, hey, we've put out a lot of Assassin's Creed games. We're going to take 2016 to just polish the hell out of this next one we're coming out with. So we'll see in 2017.
All right, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that water's fair too. Coach Jamal in chat says, but we will get a movie this year. That's true. That Assassin's Creed movie is supposed to come out in 2016. So, the stills they've released of that look like it's Assassin's Creed. And that makes me cautiously optimistic. Would be very curious to see how you tell a story like that in 2 hours. 90 minutes, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So, could be done, but I don't want to watch half an hour of somebody sneaking through a castle, I guess. And that's reductive. Nobody take me seriously for that one. Next news story, Bungie finally comes out and says that the Destiny sequel that was rumored to come out in 2016 is now coming out sometime in 2017, but we'll get an expansion in 2016. Please don't forget about Destiny, everyone. I am the voice of Bungie right now. Please stop forgetting about Destiny. Please come back to us. The numbers in that community are low right now. I'm sure contractually they can't come out and talk about why development has been so slow. Jason Shearer over at Kotaku wrote this great article late last year about the reboot of Destiny 18 months before it was supposed to come out, and their tools are terrible, and just the production pipeline is bad, and they don't have enough people. Like, it's just too many little issues that are all kind of too many little and big issues that are all kind of turning out to leave Destiny a place where there's no content. I just really want to know why. I like Destiny. I want to play more of you. There's just no more to play.
Well, I mean, they're professionals. They should be able to figure this stuff out.
Yeah.
You
it seems like they're
you know what your community wants. Give them what they want.
And it's hard because...
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, exactly. The one example that Shearer used in his article was somebody on the tools development side said, all right, we'll load this map. Like, we'll load Mars, say, for example. And we want to move a chest from this one cave to this other cave. It takes a long time to load that map up. You move this chest, then you have to export that map back out, which will take you at least 18 hours. So to make like a little tiny change, the rumor was it takes you a better part of a day to do it. So thinking, all right, now we need to make another planet or additional content and additional raids. How is that? Unless you go back and recreate all of your tools, which everybody's kind of assuming they're taking 2016 to do, that's an untenable situation for you to be in for Destiny.
Yeah.
So, man, Godspeed, Bungie. I don't want to be in your shoes. Oh, man. Speaking of shoes, Sega and Sony are working on a Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Oh, why?
The thing is... When I read that title, I was sort of like, okay, you want to make a CG Sonic movie? I could understand that. Also going to have live action in it.
Great.
I was sitting here most of the day thinking, all right, I have to try to not be snarky about Sonic. Sonic has had a really rough decade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had not been a lot of great games. Anytime Sonic Generations was good. But beyond that, everything else, unless it's been that racing game, has not been that great. What could I say coming out of a Sonic movie that would be good, knowing that it's not marketed toward my age range at all? I genuinely don't know. Coach Small in chat says a modern version of Roger Rabbit?
No.
That would be interesting, but...
I don't understand it. Like, and granted, like, I'm old enough that Sonic wasn't my mascot for that system or that brand,
right?
And I just don't care about Sonic, like, at all.
And I mean, what do the kids want out of Sonic? We brought a kid. Here, come on.
Kids, at this point, do kids even know who Sonic is?
Yeah, I don't know. Is he in Smash Brothers? He's in Smash Brothers, so probably.
Oh, they're like, well, who's this spiky thing?
Yeah, who's this blue spike ball? Yeah, I don't know. I wanna be. It's so easy to be snarky about Sonic, and it's so easy to be like, oh, new Sonic. There has to be some sort of redeeming thing that can make a Sonic movie good. And I genuinely don't know what that is, because the Sonic cartoon was okay. Because it was like, what's Robotnik up to this week? 20 minutes. We're done. Oh, Robotnik. How do you make that for 90 minutes?
Well, no, it's Eggman.
My apologies. It is Dr. Eggman.
Oh, I just felt a little sick saying that, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm writing down a show title here. About Sonic. All right, next news story. Let's talk about something a little bit more old school and positive. Descent. Our favorite 6 Degrees of Freedom DOS shooter. Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, the vomit engine. The original Descent creators have gone on to Kickstarter to kickstart a spiritual sequel called Overload.
So far, why can't they just call it Descent?
Somebody probably
Was it those dumb movies with the girls in the caves?
No, I bet, it's one of those things where it's such an old franchise that I bet, who owned that originally? Interplay? So I bet Interplay,
Interplayer. I thought it was a Sierra game.
maybe. That would make it even worse, because I bet it's like, it's it's like Interplay or whatever. They got bought out by Vivendi, and they got bought out by so and so. It's like the beginning of the Bible. Vivendi begot
Vivendi Take
Sega,
Two.
begot Take Two. I bet some like Fox owns it right now.
Oh my god! I wonder if THQ ended up with it at some point.
Maybe. And now like TNT owns it, or like TMC or somebody, where they're like, yeah, we got all these licenses, these TV shows.
Yeah, we're gonna make a Descent game.
Yeah, we're gonna make a Descent TV show.
No one knows what it is.
Yeah, we'll put that lady from the New Girl in it, right? What's she doing? So
with Deschanel or whatever.
Yeah, whatever her name is. Yeah, so good luck. I feel like the natural. I feel like I would be okay with another Descent game, and then somebody would be like, "It's also in VR," and I just go, no.
That would be something in VR, though. Holy cow!
I bet.
If they can get that to run smooth without like really messing with your equilibrium,
Yeah.
that would be a sight.
The other Jay-Z in chat says TMZ owns it. I would be okay with that. I'd like to see what TMZ would do with Descent. Oh, man. Next news story
Descent the red carpet.
We're in VR 3D on the red carpet. Whoa!
This is what you wanted, guys, right?
Yeah. Just a cameraman throwing up in the corner. Amazon releases a new game engine for free called Lumberyard. We had talked a while ago about Amazon buying CryEngine, and we were like, what are you gonna do with CryEngine? Amazon make their own free engine and release it, I guess.
Well, no, but they're not in the engine business.
No, they're not. We're not trying to make an engine, but please go download Lumberyard. Our free game engine. Is that going to be our punchline for 2016?
I guess.
I'm not trying to make a podcast. Just go subscribe to my RSS feed.
Yeah, let's not own up to what we're doing. It was actually what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm not a game company. Jeez. Not a developer. Idiot.
Oh, man. All right, Knobs. I have a news story here for you and the Vita Viking. There are 2 new Luminous games coming out this year.
Bring it, high scores.
A Luminous 2016 is supposed to come out sometime this summer. It's a paid app coming out to mobile platforms. Sounds like an okay place to play Luminous. Mm-hmm. And Luminous Versus is a winter release with a free-to-play Luminous. I don't know if I can download those. I don't know if that's what I need in my life on a mobile platform.
Oh, I don't want it mobile. I want it on my Vita.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's where Luminous lives.
And like your Xbox One.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I guess if nobody's ever played a Luminous before, maybe that's a really good entry point for the free-to-play one. Just say like, here's a... I don't even know where this bird is. It's so far away from my house.
It's like the perfect bird sound now.
Oh, let me turn off my bird sounds vinyl record here.
Are you Are you sure you're not playing Tiger Woods?
Yeah, exactly. It's on the dance floor.
It could be worse. It could be Ava. You could hear the sounds of locusts everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I love that sound. I know it drives everybody crazy, but man, it's so good. All right, and
we gotta talk about that. And did you watch it?
No, not yet.
Oh, jeez.
My wife hasn't watched any of Ava yet, so I'm almost sort of like, should we start on Ava? Like, should I ruin your day / life by introducing you to Ava?
I was trying to describe that show to Liz, and it's like, yeah. So there's these 12-year-old kids that control these giant robots, and there's these giant monsters. They're called angels, and it's Shinji just whines, and I just.
And then when it starts to get good, somebody rips out one of your kidneys and still leaves it connected, and then starts stabbing you.
And
That's
then
Ava.
it gets, yeah, and then it gets weird.
Yeah, and then it gets gross and weird again.
I do. As soon as did you get my text? Is when I started watching it.
I did, and you're like, I'm watching Ava, and I'm so confused.
I'm like the first 10 minutes. I don't know what's going on, and I've watched everything. I've seen everything with this show. I even have the high school rom-com thing, like the manga.
Yeah.
And I don't whatever. It's so weird.
Shinji's here. Everything's all right. All right, that's it for the anime corner. Let's talk about our last news story. Gotta say RIP to game trailers. Unfortunately, game trailers is shutting down very soon after 13 years of service. Originally started, as it says on the tin, just putting up game trailers on the internet. Remember, this is before YouTube was around.
Yes.
This was the only place we could go to download and watch game trailers.
Either that or you're watching Cinematique on Tech TV.
God, that show was so cool. Cinematique.
That was...
It's really a shame that game trailers are shutting down. Their podcast was really good. Their video reviews were really good. They had one of my favorite series called Pop Fiction, where they went to go search down those like geek wives' tales for games. Where it's like, oh, did you hear like in Mario 3 if you duck down on this thing and then jump and you go through the world, and then they actually go try to figure out where did that start? Is it actually possible? How do you do it?
We should have submitted what's his name's brother beating Doom 2.
Yeah, just hey, someone says they beat Doom 2 without cheating. Could you check that out? They come back and say, yeah, no, that dude is full of it.
It would have been totally worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a shame. It's one of those sites where it seemed like they were doing really good. It seemed like they were doing really great work and consistently putting out quality stuff. And then I think everybody forgot that when Joystick went away, they also said at the same time, hey, by the way, don't forget, we're coming for you, game trailers. Everyone was like, yeah, that's funny. You're cute. That's not, oh, God, it's over. Yeah. So, rest in peace, game trailers. We hardly knew ye.
Yeah, that's, well, we did know you.
Yeah, and we liked you.
Liked you.
Yeah. All right, let's start with tweets. Gibbinator writes in, Foodcast Forever. I made a joke saying in my tweet that only your emails and tweets can stop us from Foodcast. I just want to talk about pizza because I can't eat it anymore. I need it in my life right now. All right, have any of you tried Chroma Squad? It's a Kairosoft sim mixed with XCOM and Power Rangers. I kickstarted it originally, and when it came out, I played one of the beta versions and it was still really rough. And the full version's out now. Seems really great. Basically, you make a Sentai studio, and you hire Power Rangers, and you make a show.
There's nothing that sounds bad about that, except for the amount of time I will play that.
Yeah. It's pretty great. They all have their own individual colors, and then it turns into like a light strategy game, where you're moving your units and you're attacking. It's all on a green screen, of course. You see all the lights and the cameramen and everything. You guys are all on this grid on this green screen, and it's just your squad fighting against a squad of monsters.
Squad of the mocap dudes.
Yep. And some of them look like rubber suits, and it's awesome. So yeah, Chroma Squad is pretty great. I've never played enough of it to really say, like, yeah, you need to go check this out and spend your money, but sure seems like it. Moonpier writes in. Hi, Moonpier.
Oh, what's up?
Louis Vuitton and Final Fantasy. Thoughts? Go.
No.
I think it's so weird, and it's like staring into the eye of the storm. I kind of love it because it's so effing weird.
That sounds like something Mugatu made up.
Yeah, maybe that's why I love it, because it's just... Sorry you didn't get the Derelict campaign. it's just so weird. I can't help but love it because it's like one of those weird Japanese marketing things where it's like, oh, this person is selling, it's like
What is it, Louis Vuitton buckles?
no, it's purses. And Lightning from Final
Yeah,
Fantasy 13 is holding up
How
purses.
many buckles are on those purses?
I was talking about how many zippers are on that purse, bro.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't. It's so. It started out weird.
Zippers made out of children's teeth.
Yeah. It's so weird because it's originally it was just pictures of like Lightning holding up a purse and like wearing fancy clothes, and it was like, oh, okay, that's weird. And like this week, Louis Vuitton came out with basically an interview with Lightning about those purses, and I'm just like, nope, can't do it. That's where my limit is for this weird stuff. I just
so bizarre.
Also the thing too is who's gonna be like, oh, Lightning likes those purses? I gotta get me some purses. No? Maybe. I don't know. But on that weird note, that's all the emails and tweets we have this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, please do so at tvgp.tv. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. You can email us throughout the whole week. I just save them for the show. So when you think of a question, get it in. Tweet us at tvgp. Do the same thing there. And everything else, including the Discord chat room, is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map. Join us for our week of game nights. Monday night, 10 p.m. EST is Battlefield 4, tried and true. Tuesday is Destiny night. Destiny needs players. You could be one, I guess.
You could be one of one.
Wednesday's Rocket League on the PlayStation 4. Thursday is Steam game night. And the rest of the weekend and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come find us and play some games. I need soldiers for Borderlands. Handsome Jack collections on sale, $30 at Best Buy.
Yeah,
come get some.
Do it. This month's Game Club game just wrapped up. It was Asura's Wrath. So that audio will be out soon. I don't know what won because it was a tie. I think it's Max Payne 3. Do you remember from the show that you were on?
Oh, I think it's Max Payne 3.
We'll say Max Payne 3. If not, Nintendo will put up the right thing. So go check that out on tvgp.tv/forum. Don't forget you can watch, thank you, other Jay-Z verified Max Payne 3-1. Don't forget you can watch this show live every weekend, every Sunday, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network, and on YouTube, youtube.com/thatvideogamepodcast. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
Okay. I have a bunch of titles, but let's start out with I'm going to cherry pick some titles from other Jay-Z here. Headshotting with Knives. I got that one. This Blue Spike Ball. Gotta get me some purses. That's pretty good. I have Cut Copy Paste. That bar is not full. Where's the legendary? I just like that where he's like, where's the legendary? Knobs Needs Soldiers, which I like a lot. Gaming That Game. British Ninja, and Do Kids Care About Sonic? Which is a little longer than I usually like, but I really like it.
Well, I mean, it's an honest question.
Yeah. Dear kids, do you care about Sonic? Talk to me about Sonic. Any of those you feel really strongly about?
No, not really.
I'm kind of leaning towards Do Kids Care About Sonic? Because it's just such a weird non sequitur.
Okay.
Circled. Alright, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 434 for February 15th, 2016. Do kids care about Sonic?
What is this marmot?
Marmot.
It's blue.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching this live. Appreciate a whole bunch of you coming and chatting with us. If you're watching this on YouTube, toss us a like. It helps out a bunch. Comment, the whole thing. Subscribe. Whatever the kids tell you to do on YouTube. I don't really know. All right, see you guys next week.
Yep.